Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin with my good friend Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at the Panthers in this matchup. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, sixth-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
First carry for James Conner. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's Minshew. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun is Minshew. Over the middle, complete. It's Conner. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Well, able to get the completion, but unfortunately not able to get the 3rd down conversion there on that play.
And I like how the defense approached that one. They knew where the first down marker was, and they decide whatever you want to have, you can. You're just not going to get the first down. Excellent tackling right there.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So here are the Panthers under head coach Matt Rule. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Off play action. Bonds. There's Chris Olave. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
On 1st and 10, Bonds. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Bonds. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. They dial up the cold blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Looking to throw. Bonds. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. McPherson's kick is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone's talking about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10 is Counter. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers there for Counter in last week's game. 16 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And this will be swung out here for Counter. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Bonds. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's out to the flat for Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 9 yards that time. The Panthers come into this one still undefeated this deep in the year despite the one tie. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Bonds. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 35. A good pickup there. 26 yards.
One of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Looking to throw. Bonds. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. Touchdown, Carolina. Gabriel Davis with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, a run with Connor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Looking to throw it, Minshew. And the throw there going to be incomplete. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Bonds. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Bonds. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down. A gain of 22.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's got it to about the 40. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup.
Operating from the gun. Bonds. Now this one taken in by Olave. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, Bonds. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On second down, this is Harris. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Operating from the gun. Bonds completes it to Davis. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. On second down, Ingram. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Bonds. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked up by Joejuan Williams. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself not touch so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Minshew. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Minshew. He's got this complete to Robinson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. The 40. Past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
McPherson on for the point after. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
Yeah.
you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me at a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Minshew sets to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one. Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Throwing on 1st down. Bonds. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Bonds over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Right back to Connor here on first. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. On second down, Minshew. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be taken at the 13. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Looking to throw on second down. Bonds. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn: find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. They run again with Harris. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. On 3rd and 2, Bonds. Olave over the middle. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Operating from the gun, Bonds. And he fires one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Bonds. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Max Crosby in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
They're in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They give to Ingram up the middle. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. To Connor on the check down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup.
They'll throw now on the final play. He'll dump this one off to Connor. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, it's time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. A.J. Brown, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Panthers ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the...
And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So certainly not at all what you're looking for here to start the third quarter. A fumble on their opening drive.
Not at all. You're exactly right about that, because this had a chance to be the drive to put everything away. A touchdown here, that might have put everything out of reach for them. They definitely handed out a lifeline to the defense on that play.
Off play action, it's Minshew. Slide, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Minshew. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
The kick by Gold is good, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. To throw on second down. Bonds. The pass caught by Olave. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. To throw on 3rd down. Bonds. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ingram. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st and 10, Bonds. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Denzel Perryman with a sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw. Bonds. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He completes it to Olave. Touchdown, Carolina. Chris Olave, 37 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Minshew. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Back to throw here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken right around the 44. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Carolina getting set to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Up the middle, Ingram. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Throwing on 3rd and long. Bonds. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Max Crosby picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your line and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They start with a give to Connor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
13 yards on the play.
Minshew, 1st and 10. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram.
Minshew's pass complete to Evan Ingram. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Here's Connor on the read option, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Minshew finds his tight end Ingram. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. He's got the 1st down and more. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They run behind center with Connor. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. James has got it. Complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 13-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw it. Minshew. This is caught. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Connor will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost start, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
And Minshew will throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. On 3rd down, here's Harris. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is taken at the 23. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now here come the Ravens. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
After the sack on first down, Minshew, they'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now Minshew. In trouble, and he's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
On 4th down, Minshew. He finds his man, complete. That's James. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Tackle made right at midfield. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Ingram. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Minshew sets to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Christian Barmore in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
They'll try to run some clock with Ingram. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Draw play. Ingram now. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one at this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Screen pass to Connor. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down. Minshew, he's going to let it fly. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. It'll be Minshew again. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural, but I
like where we're going with this. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So for the Panthers, the win will be number 11 for them on the year.